Hello, YouTube. This is StarMaster42 reporting to you on March 1st, 2026. Now, today we're doing something new. Before, it was just me opening cards, playing games, even making music. But now, we're stepping into animation. Before that, let's look at a couple of key points of what animation is. Firstly, animation can be defined as the sequence of multiple pictures being presented at a fast pace, causing the images to create this illusion of them moving. Now, why animation is important is because there could be a situation for anybody about what they're doing. They have a long day of work, they're just having bad life in general, or they just want to escape from the everyday world just for a few seconds. And that's what animation does. It takes you away from the real world and puts you in this imaginary place where you can feel safe, relax, and experience something fun, even if it's for a few minutes. And then when it's all over, you go back to what you were doing. But another reason why animation affects the world is because millions of people, or if not billions of people, watch animation every day, whether it's, or not just animation in general, just films, all sorts of different films, but animation seems to be a top one because skilled artists around the world compete to be part of these big animation companies like Disney. But animation does have its key points of controversies as well. Because one big thing I always look at is sort of Nickelodeon. Because while you grew up watching shows like SpongeBob, Very Odd Parents, Rugrats, stuff like that, behind the scenes, most of the time, the people that make each frame of those episodes often are overworked and underpaid. Reason why is because animation is not cheap. Because if you watch SpongeBob, you'll see that it's pretty. You think that's pretty easy animation, but no, it's not, because that one single episode of SpongeBob can cost up to $500,000. Meanwhile, something like Family Guy has a much bigger budget of around $2 million per episode. So, first off, it's money and ain't cheap. Also, depends on the quality of art materials you get. And another thing, material. If you're going to be doing something like hand-drawn animation, it ain't going to be like a few pieces of paper. Because remember, you want your characters to be moving at a specific pace. You don't want them to be moving at a very slow pace. Because this right here is a little animation I did a couple of weeks ago. Just a basic circle moving up and down. Nothing really too special. But what really takes the cake is the amount of paper it took. And time as well, because this little animation, it didn't look like much, but this little animation has over 20 pieces of paper, I believe. It's got so much that I lost track of the count. And also, I used a Sharpie to animate the circle in every frame. But still, that's pretty much animation. You gotta animate the same thing over and over again, and even one mistake will cause you to restart again. Something else about animation is that one minute of animation can take up to a day to make. And where I got that was from The Simpsons. Because I heard of it somewhere about them taking 1 day to make a 1 minute of animation. But anyway, something else that's been happening in animation. Also, I keep looking back over there is because I have my computer with notes. So, yeah. Now back to what I was saying. the reason why animation, or not the reason why it was animation, but no, it was, yeah, animation's starting to have its troubles right now because of artificial intelligence. Because before, like a couple of years ago, you only saw AI through memes and stuff. But ever since AI has been growing so huge now, you've been seeing it everywhere. Not just social media like YouTube and Instagram. I mean, on advertisements in school, even even in games as well. Because no matter where you go, you're gonna always see AI. Like it's starting to become a thing of everyday life, and that's a scary fact because since you can just generate some animation, it's gonna take away what animation is valued at. Because something that can take minutes versus something that can take hours is really it's really something. But biggest thing about AI is that it is just mass produced everywhere. Because you got low quality videos, stuff that's not double checked, and you're just left with a mess in the end. And meanwhile, there's been calls for hand drawn animation to come back. And so yeah, that's why you're seeing a lot of these independent films on like platforms like YouTuber stuff. Probably one of my favorite independent animations is one little short about this hedgehog that has everyday troubles. It was a Christmas one, so I forgot the name of it. So now to get to the main question is, why am I talking about animation? Well, something I said on my social media, Instagram specifically, is that I wanted to make a YouTube channel where I do all sorts of stuff. And one of the few things I wanted to do was animation. And the reason why I held off on that a lot is because I had to decide what to make. And obviously music didn't really work for me. I see that like everywhere. So one thing I've been always fantasizing about was creating my own book. I'm not gonna say the contents of the book just yet because this video is already reaching 10 minutes long. So something I'm gonna be planning on doing is I'm gonna create this little pilot short to see where my art skills are at, and then each day I'm gonna be working more and more on improving them until I can start making a show of it. Now, something I've been doing off camera was that I will grab a book or a journal specifically, and I would write stories about what my book will be about. Now, as I always try, I gotta keep it as vague as possible because I don't want to say yet what I'm making because I want to wait until after my first pilot is made before I reveal what it is. So yeah, that's what I've been doing off camera, just writing it and deciding. And so yeah, writing a book ain't easy either. It took me over a year to somewhat figure out what I want my book about. Because you're going to be coming across a whole lot of changes. Because first it's just going to be about different events. And as you write more and more about those events, you're going to want to find a way to connect them together like puzzle pieces. And so that's what I've been doing. Just slowly writing each day. Did I miss anything else? So, yeah, so far, what I want to do with that book is animate like 3 sections of it. So far, I got 1 section complete off camera. Not animation wise, just like written. It's just basically a rough draft about what I want it to be about. But, like mentioned before, I don't think I mentioned it yet, but animation takes a lot of time as well. You can't just release something overnight. That's the reason why you see animators get overworked and underpaid to meet deadlines like new episodes every week stuff, promotions you see on Nickelodeon all the time. So with that, I'm gonna get off, and for the every day, I'm gonna be posting updates about what I'm doing, and hopefully we can get somewhere there. So that we're signing off, and if you really want to help support me, you can go subscribe to my channel, not just YouTube, but everywhere else that you can see me, Twitch, other YouTube channel, and on Instagram. I will be planning on making a Patreon page to post the future animations, because obviously I can't put everything on YouTube, because you gotta read their policies carefully on what they allow and don't allow. So that, we're signing off.